First of all, just a lot of gratitude for the fans that came out. What a crowd. It was amazing. And came out early. We're here through the whole time. And, that's exactly what we play for, what we're practicing for, is to make sure that we are playing the standard of football that the fans deserve, so I'm just blown away by how many people showed up today and the energy that it added to the whole thing. And while I'm trying to throw good practice and make sure we get reps and do all those things, but we can't help get caught up in the moment, as guys are making plays and flying around, and they get that response from the crowd. And sometimes it just works out where it's 4th and 1 for the game, and Asher comes in at quarterback, and punches it in. And they thought that was a little bit cheap on the defensive side. They knew that, they were instructed to proceed with caution, but it was an automatic touchdown. They couldn't touch him, so he walked it in there, and it was a really special moment after a really nice drive by Kenny and the group. So just fun all in all, and really excited to do that.
To bring to this offense.
Oh my gosh, speed. Did you see the explosion? He bounced it to the left, saw another angle. He had 3 holes he could have scored in on that play, but he picked option number 3 and punched it in there.
Quite the showman too.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I gave him his 15, 20 seconds in the team room too. He was up there, rocking out on stage, and the guys were excited about that.
Dave, this is a big year for Xavier Legette. We've talked about it several times. With Chris Brazzell now out for the season and that news, what does that mean specifically for Xavier?
It's business as usual for X, and we have big plans for him. He's got big plans for himself, and he's been working hard at it. And again, had a great offseason and carried it right into training camp. And, you saw him made a couple of plays today, and the timing is there. Bryce knows him. He understands what we're trying to get done, and he's working his butt off. And so I'm really proud of where he's at, and can't wait to see where we go from here.
Can you take us through the Brazzell? Because originally it was reported that it was 8 weeks, and then there was a decision to make it season-ending. Can you
Yeah, just gathering all the information, going through our normal process and making sure that we got all eyes and we have great people in the building. And then we also have great people around the league and specialists who are able to look at the images. And we wanted to make sure we did the right thing for Chris long term. So let's get all the information. And then as the days went on, you kind of, what you'd like to do is get initial imaging and then kind of see how it responds the following day and do more testing. And the more information we gathered, with everybody putting their heads together, landed on this is the best course for him long term to be able to get the knee stable, to get him on the right track. So, we just kind of were, again, took us a couple of days to gather the information we needed.
Dave, last year, coming into camp, Bryson Tremaine wasn't really talked about it a whole lot. Ended up being a guy who could play all 3 positions, the special teams. With Brazzell out, does he become a guy that you kind of look to for that X position or some of these package spots?
Yeah, the beauty of Bryson is he's a really smart guy, and he does a lot of the dirty work. We asked him to go in and dig out safeties and do different things in the run game. But in the pass game, he can play all the spots, and that's really valuable. We have a couple of guys like that. Bryson's one of them. David Moore's another. Jaseem Reed has been a guy that we're really trusting right now with just being able to step in at different spots. So we have a great group. This room is a very competitive room to start with. We certainly had high hopes for Chris and the way that we could use him in our offense. And while it's not going to happen this year, we have a bunch of guys that we really count on and trust.
Speaking of Bryson, he had a pretty nifty catch from Kenny tonight, ran it in. What happened on that play? Why did that work between the 2 of them so well?
Yeah, I think, he made a couple of plays. So there was the drive before Kenny hit him on a boot, and he just really full effort got across the field and presented himself to Kenny as he was flushing out to the right. And then in that last 2-minute drive, it's a bang play. I wanted to blow it dead right there so we can get a few more plays out of the drive. But that timing is there, a guy that the quarterbacks really trust, and I'm glad to see him make a couple plays today.
Tommy Tremble didn't practice anything of note about that?
Yeah, just soreness, general soreness. And for this, of course, for us, this is just another practice. And so we treated it as such. There were a couple of guys, Derek, Devin Lloyd, both guys just taking vet days, which kind of fell in their normal rhythm and routine of when it was going to happen. And they've had amazing practices up to now. And so, with just understanding we were going to oscillate when those guys are available, today just happened to be the day that they weren't going to be available. But we'll turn around and we'll have a couple of really nice days.
Will Lee had a couple nice reps against McMillan. Just a word on the rookie.
Yeah, absolutely. Just the talent and everything is there. And, he makes great plays, and then a couple plays later, he'll give a big one up. And that's been kind of, he's minimizing some of those things. But when he's right, when he's in the right position, his eyes are right, we have a real talent there outside as another option. So I'm really excited to see where Will heads from here.
He had a knee sleeve on. Is that what he's having?
Yeah, he's just got a little bit of soreness, and we just wanted to make sure we shut him down. We have a couple of really great days coming up, and then, of course, we're turning around pretty quickly with the Hall of Fame game. So wanted to make sure that we get him some good work going into these next couple of days.
What have you seen from JT so far this summer, maybe compared to last summer where he had a big summer and then didn't have the production he probably hoped?
Yeah, JT's been amazing going into his third season. So another guy talked about X. I got to talk about JT the same way. This is a guy who knows what we're trying to do. He understands our concepts. He understands our offense and what we're trying to get done. He did a great job this summer of just working on his routes and all those things. He's been reliable, making some tough catches in camp, and that's what we would love to see JT continue to build on.
Hopefully kind of get in the backfield a few times tonight.
Yeah.
You challenged him a few days ago to step up. How has he responded to that?
Honestly, Princely, since the beginning of camp, has really been one of our guys on defense chasing the ball all over the field. And this is really cool to watch him and Nick come in at the same time. And we know how Nick plays. And with this just relentless effort, and Princely has been that guy. He's chasing everything down. He's working on his craft. He's continuing to push himself in different rush packages. And he's a guy that I'm really excited to see where he goes.
Was the decision made to hold off on signing Kyle Trask at this point, or what was the decision?
Yeah, just general needs for our roster right now. We just didn't really feel like we had the luxury with a couple of positions. We have some guys down. Robin D. Lou missing some practices. We're probably +1 or 2 on the offensive line to make sure we can throw a good practice. And certainly with the tight end position, Mitch had an ankle. He'll be back really, in the next couple of days, back practicing with us. And then Tommy getting some soreness. We really felt like that's a group where the reps could really build up on that group, and we wanted to bring another person in that.
We'll do a couple more.
For the rookies in particular, did you tell them anything about what stepping out onto the field at Bank of America Stadium is like ahead of tonight? And did you kind of paint the picture to them, or did you let them experience it?
We tried to. We've shown them highlights of, just kind of down the stretch last year to see the environment, the energy that's in the building. And really, honestly, I heard what was going to happen and how the fans were going to show up. But I didn't really know what it was going to look like until we walked into the stadium. And sure enough, the energy was right, and our guys were able to get a feel for that. It means a lot to me. I take a lot of pride in our guys. Their first time stepping out into the stadium to get that kind of reception from our fans, and it's just I don't know. It's just a point of pride where it feels good to me that our new guys, our free agents, our rookies, the guys who are here for the first time, can feel the energy in this building in Bank of America Stadium, and I was really proud of that. So again, fans, thanks a lot because that gives just a little wind in our sails. We're right into camp mode, and that's just the kind of energy that our guys need. The locker room is great right now. The guys are all smiles, and they can feel that. So it was a phenomenal night.
Dave, you have a lot of versatility with your secondary, whether it's JC moving into the slot, Corey Thornton playing deep, Shaw Smith-Wade can move a lot of different spots. How do you balance having a lot of guys that can do a lot of things, but also trying to narrow down the things that work best for you guys?
Yeah, that's a challenge in a good way. And we'll have to look at, Ajero's his philosophy is let's get our best 11 on the field. That means different packages, and I won't go into specifics of it, but it's the front, it's the backers, it's the secondary. How can we use different guys to get the best 11 on the field? And that's going to be the goal, is to try to figure out who can help us, and it certainly does bode well for those guys in terms of being competitive to make the roster. So how much more can you do? And can you play more than just an outside spot? Can you go inside to the nickel? Can you play safety? And the guys that have multiple roles that way give themselves a real chance.
The last one.
Dave, you talked early in camp about not calling plays. Now that you've been through a week of it and Brad's up there calling live tonight, have you noticed any patterns developing, or has there been anything now that you're a week in that you kind of noticed about it?
Well, I love where we're at just from a rhythm standpoint. For sure, like right off the bat, it's like the tempo of which the calls are getting in and making sure they're getting in a timely fashion so we're organized. Brad's done a great job of that, especially tonight, trying to simulate some real drives looking at the different situations. I try to move the ball all over the field to just put his headspace in a different zone, a different area, and he handled that really well. So I'm excited for that. And as far as like patterns and rhythms, I think I'm going to keep that to myself. But he's doing a great job organizing the group and making sure that we're pushing our concepts, adding wrinkles to things, keeping the guys interested, but also having a great feel for what is our group doing well so we can start to hone in the closer and closer we get to playing these games. All right, thank you.
Jalen, with a crowd like you had tonight, that's the biggest one in Fan Fest for a while, I think. Does that kind of remind you guys of what you sparked last year and what it could look like again this year?
Yeah, of course. I mean, I think pack the bank. That's our motto, and we continue to win, continue to build up this culture, and show why people need to come out to Carolina football games, and you get a result like tonight.
Jalen, tough news where Chris was concerned this week. What did you say to him, and how's that receiving core move on without him?
Yeah, I mean, I think just coming from I've had injuries and stuff like that too, so just to kind of give him my little 2 cents, just continue to keep his head up, not get into his head too much, just attack the work. That's all you really can do. Just continue to work every day, get a little bit better every day, and after that, just let it rip. So, but no, of course, I think we're gonna miss him not being out there. He's a different element on the team, and he's a playmaker. So, of course, we're gonna miss that.
Jalen, there are quite a few 18 jerseys out there now. I know you signed your contract, but when you look up and you see kids wearing your jerseys and stuff like that, what does that mean to you now, heading into your third year?
Yeah, no, I mean, it's surreal, really. Yeah, I mean, it's an awesome feeling. It really is. I feel like I've always dreamed of being in the position I'm in now, and to be here, I just want to do it justice and make sure I'm doing it the right way.
Jalen, what have you seen from Xavier Legette so far this summer?
I mean, he's been balling. He's just special out there. He really, really is. Just his ability to catch the ball, his athleticism, his route running. He really is like a one-of-a-kind athlete and a player and a person too. So, I mean, can't say enough good things about him.
You've worked on scout team and worked on practice squad and been a depth guy. Justine Reed's a guy that a lot of people talk about just having a lot of success on the practice squad last year, and now he's having a lot of success with Kenny right now. What have you seen from him since he's been here, and why do you think he's found so much success?
Yeah. No, I think it's a lot to do with his confidence. I think coming in a little bit late last year, trying to find his bearings, get his footing, and then I feel like he came in here with a clean slate and just let it rip. So I think, his confidence is through the roof, and he's a great player too. I mean, what he did at San Diego and everything, you don't just do that. You're obviously coming in with talent. So I mean, he's a really good player. Again, great person. I mean, I'm just excited to see him keep working.
See, got one on you.
Oh yeah.
Take us through that, cause
Yeah, of course. He shouldn't have been there, basically. But no, I probably just got to throw that out of bounds. But sweet pain would do though.
Do you like? Were you excited that play was called and you were going to be able?
Oh yeah, of course. I was excited. I was disappointed with the result, definitely. But no, yeah. I think just for the coaching staff to trust me in a position like that, I know it's just Fan Fest, but down the line, hopefully we can work some of that stuff in. I think I still got some stuff left in the tank, but yeah, no. I think it's just again, the just belief in me.
wait for that, or did they come to you and like, hey, we want you to run?
Well, I was hoping that my throwing on the sideline would have sparked it, and it did. And now it's, now we're gonna have to rebuild again. But it's all right. It's okay though.
I mean, we've seen you throw probably 35 yards in practice with the trainer. Like, how much confidence do you have in that arm?
Oh, I have a lot of confidence for sure. Played one game of quarterback in high school, so I'm basically like vested. But no, yeah. I mean, whatever the team asks me to do.
How did that one game go?
Oh, we lost. Oh, I threw for like 300 yards and just couldn't get in the end zone though.
Did JC have some words for you after that pick?
No, he didn't say anything. But eye contact, I could tell.
You mentioned to us back in January that you really want to be able to make it through a full season after having some of the issues. Did you change anything this offseason as far as just your training in hopes that that will be something you're able to do?
Not really changed anything. I think I just continued on what I was doing from when I got hurt the first time, and then when I was able to come back, like that whole training process, I kind of just continued that and continued to stay around the facility where everyone knows me, kind of knows what I need. So then just kind of built on that, and I'm feeling good, playing fast, so it's working.
Jalen, with Chris out, that obviously leaves some open spots for guys. We saw guys like Mechie, even Casey Washington tonight kind of make plays. What have you seen from some of those guys as they've shown what they have the past few?
Yeah, I mean, I think our entire room will say that. Like, our entire room is so competitive. Like, everyone can play, everyone can make plays. But I'm just really excited to continue to work and just see how much this competition pushes us all to be better.
Jalen, seeing you out there fielding punts before practice and such, and even during special teams work beginning of practice, is that still something that's in your repertoire, even though it's something you haven't really done at this level yet?
Yeah. I mean, whatever the team asks me to do, I feel confident being back there. It's just a matter of if they put me back there, so just got to stay ready.
How are you feeling physically after you told us in the spring that you had really changed up some things with your regimen to avoid that soft tissue stuff?
Yeah, I'm feeling great. I really am feeling really good. Like I was saying, playing fast. I feel like we're off to a good start for sure.
Jalen, where have you most seen the benefits of you, T-Mac, and Bryce just having this full off season together, coming off of establishing yourselves together at the end of last year?
Yeah, I think it's just, again, like chemistry, confidence, just kind of knowing where, like him knowing where we're going to be in spots and him trusting us to make the 50-50 balls and make those catches that might be harder. So I think just as we progress through the summer and stuff, just meeting outside of the facility, getting together, hanging out, just being friends. I think, just as we continue to build, it's just going to flourish.
You talk about chemistry and confidence. The last time you were in this stadium, you had the big game against the Rams. Of course, you get the contract this offseason. Have your expectations for yourself and kind of what you now expect to do changed since the last time you're out there and since everything's happened this offseason?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they've changed at all. I think that I'm going to continue to strive to be a 1,000-yard receiver. That's what, I always wanted to accomplish. So, I mean, that was my goal coming in as a rookie. That was my goal last year. That'll be my goal this year. And it's just going to, whatever I can do to help the team is what I'm going to try my best to do. So if that's, if that looks like 600 yards, and it doesn't matter to me as long as we're winning football games and I'm continuing to just put my best foot forward.
Even though the result may not have been what you prefer, does calling that play create a little spark for guys?
That play.
The interceptions.
Oh,
just having trick plays in the bag.
Oh, yeah, of course. I mean, I think you have to be ready for anything. So just, you put a couple deceptive plays in there. I think it always helps.
Anyone else?
Thanks, Jalen.
adds on these last 3 practices and being able to actually play football to an extent?
Oh, no, it feels good to just get pads on and play football again. I haven't played football fast since that Oregon game in college, so it feels great to just get pads on and put hands on people and be a dominant tackle.
Walking out into an NFL stadium to play, even though it's Fan Fest, what were your impressions of the bank?
Just mind-blowing, just blessed to be here, excited, happy, and just ready to play ball.
With Turk and Bobby out, you're getting a lot of reps. Is there a guy that you've been impressed by on the opposite side of the ball when you've been rushing them?
I just give a big shout out to the whole offensive line as a group. They play well together. They screen, they get the D line better. I feel, and they get me better too daily. So I just get all to them together as a whole.
What have you learned from Derek Brown so far?
Just the little things. Slow is fast. Run to the ball. Technique. Be physical dominant. The student of the game aspect. Derek, he's just a dog, and he's just a great person. He give you a lot of good feedbacks. He coach you on film. He was on the sideline coaching me today, do the scrimmage. So he's just a great guy to be around, and I love his presence.
Can you expound on that? Can you tell us, like, slow as fast?
Slow is fast. If you go slow, you get your technique. Slow is fast. I don't think you can explain slow is fast.
Well, I didn't know. It just. I wanted to know more.
Yeah, just slow is fast. Like if you're doing the technique, because normally I'm coming in, I'm like, I got to do this fast, and they just saying just slow down, slow is fast.
You told us when you were drafted that DB's always kind of been one of your idols. Has there been a moment where you're like, dang, I'm sitting here in the NFL learning from Derek Brown?
Probably every day, just seeing them. Every day you learn from the best, somebody you just wanted to play like always in high school, college, and you finally get on this team and see what he do every day and see why he the best.
Granted, it's going to be preseason, but what does it mean to kind of make your debut in Canton with all NFL eyes on this game?
Just be me. Just be me. Believe the technique and believe the coaching that my coach teach daily, and just stay with the script, the plan, and just be me and go out there and play football. Just knowing just extra people gonna be in the stands watching.
When you say be me, what do you want somebody watching to take away from watching Lee Hunter?
A dog, someone who physical, sprint, and just like to play football. Someone who love the game.
Have you done your rookie performance yet?
Probably not.
Have y'all started those?
Yeah.
Do karaoke.
No, not yet.
Okay.
Not yet.
Are y'all doing it as a group or individually?
We haven't talked about it yet, but probably as a group.
How close has this rookie group gotten over the last few months? Obviously, Chris goes down. Like, how have you guys kind of embraced each other and formed kind of relationships over these last few weeks?
Just being in the hotel too got us closer. Just going to eat lunch together with a few of those guys and just getting to know each other in the locker room. We always in the back in a room at one point in time getting to know each other. But the hotel brought us closer, I think, and we got to know each other. Why you play football, what's your why, and why you love to do it.
Who's the rowdiest in the hotel, or is it you?
The rowdiest in the hotel is when we get to the hotel, it's probably like sleep. I normally, when I leave practice, I go home and see my kids. Then I get to the hotel about 9:40. So when I get back to the hotel, I'll be going to sleep.
Any more questions for Lee?
Appreciate y'all.